Hey Collective, you are watching Copper Visions, and my name's Antonio. Welcome to a space where you are fully welcome to be just as you are, and it's actually preferred. You are someone who is incredibly sensitive, someone who understands that throwing yourself into an experience sometimes is the only thing that's going to get you to the next step. The reason why I started this channel was actually because I started to paint. It was the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, and I felt really lost in my lack of identity being a dancer. We couldn't perform on stage, we couldn't hardly go to a studio at the time when it all started, as you all may know. However, a new dream began. And I also experienced an incredible amount of heartbreak that year. And it was a mess. And I was a mess. And I grew so fucking much from that. So much. And how the lessons came through, how I learned from that, felt like this dark night of the soul that I will never forget. I have an extreme amount of gratitude for this time that I experienced, that I'm talking about, of course, and at the same time, your capacity to experience light is corresponded to your capacity to experience darkness. So, the higher you get, the lower it goes. Or the opposite. Honestly, what I'm saying is that I felt like I reached a rock bottom. And when you're in that much darkness, that is when you see what is truly going to bring you to light. It might not be clear at first. It's probably not. But for me, a way that I found freedom from the things that had caused me so much pain were through expressing myself, right? And that's why we make art. That's why humans make art in general, is because we're expressing a feeling or a story or a concept that to us doesn't really feel possible to use words, only words, for. And so all of that to say, these behind me are some of my copper visions. And now I love to paint with acrylic, and incorporating the metallic paint that is copper for me has been the key to my own success, my own self-mastery, or at least the journey of self-mastery. And I love them, and I love creating things that make me feel even more alive. And the reason I started this channel is to express and experience an aspect of myself that was begging to be seen for years and years and years, and I didn't know that it was up to me to give myself the validation that I was longing for so much. And ever since then, ever since there was a moment of me realizing, oh, no one is going to give me permission to be the fullest version of who I am. That's me. So that is why I created this channel, and my intention is to raise the vibration of those who see and come in contact with these messages, because this collective in general, of the world, really, there's multiple collectives, but I guess what I'm saying is that, piece by piece, person by person, we call out fear, we call out doubt and worry, and we claim our power. We reclaim our power again and again and again and again. And so this is for a collective who leads with their heart, who understands the value in doing things because it's aligned with their heart, not because it's what someone told them they needed to do. And I know that everyone has this upbringing where, grinding, getting the work in, is very much the top value, top priority. And of course, your effort goes a long way when it's aligned with your heart. But that's really what I'm here to say, is that effort that you take that's not in alignment with your heart, like how do you discern the difference? How do you know which one is what's the, excuse me, confirmation burp. Which one, well, like, how do we know? Just how do we know? And why are we doing what we're doing? You know, all these existential questions that I'm sure many philosophers still think about and ponder. But honestly, I think everything's really honestly been solved. It's actually quite simple, and it's just about how you experience and express love. Who are you at the core? And who do you think you've been for yourself? Who have other people been for you? I mean, before I get into the weeds anymore, it's just about showing up for yourself in the most unconditional, unjudgmental way you possibly can, in order to let your eternal nature blossom and manifest around you. Your dream life, possible. Your dream partner, possible. Your dream you, I think that's the goal that is most important. Because when you're living your dream, so are the others around you, or at least they're being awakened to that truth. And so, you collective, you are my favorite person. You are my favorite energy to be around. And although it's not ever really going to be a super consistent thing, to my knowing anyways, I want to remind you that you are not alone, ever. No matter what you're going through, you are not alone, and you are connected to the power that creates worlds all the time. It's just up to your capacity to remember and truly feel and know that you have access to infinite knowledge, infinite intelligence. And also, by the way, if you consider yourself highly creative but not necessarily super intelligent in a book smart type of way, well, I'm definitely here to remind you that you are incredibly brilliant. Creativity is intelligence, actually. So this is a matter of you choosing to express your greatness that you know is within you. And I'm speaking to people who already do that. There might be a few here and there that are maybe leaning in and discovering maybe a new sensation that they haven't felt before within their bodies, in regards to their greatness, in regards to their creative power and creative genius. And I am here to draw that out and I mean, draw that to a place where you can use it and you have access to it, right? I'm doing this so that you can know that your empowerment and your self-love and self-acceptance is literally the most powerful element of creation. Because as soon as you acknowledge that you are part and parcel of creation itself, in other words, for my religious background folk, when you actually acknowledge that you are God also, big pill to swallow for someone, then responsibility comes knocking at your door. And so if you have ever been in this realm or place of blaming others for what has happened, also you are not alone. That is a very real, valid thing. And plenty of people, and I come open-handed, really. I'm not like hiding anything at all. It's just, I'm here to just remind you that you are more than capable of taking responsibility for every single thing that has happened in your life in regards to making meaning of it. Because I know shit happens and things happen that are absolutely unexplainable and maybe even horrible, just tragic, right? And so I'm not trying to undermine feelings here. I'm not trying to undermine experiences. It's just the idea behind it is that life inherently is meaningless, actually, and we are here as meaning-making machines, in a way. And I say this to just level the playing field, to just level the understanding of, okay, we have a blank canvas in front of us every single moment of every single day. And if you are coming forward with that amount of, I wanted to say like relentless fortitude in regards to creation, and knowing that you have the opportunity to start fresh at any given moment, then know that you do not have to be who your past tells you you have to be. And then you begin to transform. And then you change. And then people can tell. And then this funny thing happens. The more love you allow yourself, the more that bothers people who aren't doing the same thing as you. And whether they say it or not, they probably won't. But you can tell. So collective. I'm going to leave that there. And if you have any comments, anything you want to share or add or bring to my awareness, if you so choose, please feel free. Because I'm doing this for the experience. For the experience of being a divine and effortless me for the world. Thank you. And I'll see you on the next one.